Hang him. George Washington would.
No, that's not what I said.
Dude, if George Washington were alive right now, he'd take one look around and be like, wait, women can vote? Welcome back to another episode of Ask a Marine. I'm your host, Krangus, the rootinest, the tootinest Marine Corps comedian that you're ever going to see this side of the Gulf of America.
Hang on to your tits.
So this week we had 6 Democratic lawmakers that took to TikTok, the finest of news sources, to give a friendly reminder to all active duty servicemen and women that you do not have to follow unlawful orders. Let's check it out.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
The team's lined up, boys.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
Every airman that's ever worn their camis on an airplane just so they can get preferential treatment is creaming their Twinkie right now.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
against American citizens. Like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Just so we're clear, I did take that oath only moments after 3 different doctors cupped my ball sack and put their fingers in my tight little asshole. Kinda hard to say never mind after that.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
you must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Who are you wieners talking to? Are you talking to the 900 general officers that are serving? Because they're either looking at retirement or trying to figure out how they're going to transition into politics. This is one of those examples of how I agree with a lot of Democratic sentiment, but their methods are toilet. Because you made this blanket statement to just the military in general, most of which are E1s to E4s. So that's privates, corporals, lance corporals, all of which are fresh out of training and they are dealing with
Fucking okay to get fucking fat in this fucking institution. Right? Fucking zero fucks given as a fucking PFC. Is that right?
So what are those people going to do about that message? Hey there, Devil Dog, I need you for a working party. That's an unlawful order, First Sergeant. Room inspection! Unlawful order, First Sergeant. I need you to report to my quarters at 2100. Bring your own brandy. Well, that's an unlawful order, First Sergeant. But then Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth go human centipede style ass to mouth over this whole thing. On Truth Social, of course, you know, like a man. The TLDR of all that is that Donald Trump is calling it seditious behavior punishable by death, and Pete Hegseth is now launching an investigation using the Pentagon, both of which are wrong. Treason is punishable by death, and sedition is punishable by a maximum of a 20-year sentence. And the Pentagon was never designed to be used as an investigation platform against people that are political enemies of the president or the Secretary of Defense or war or whatever the fuck we're calling it now. I do, however, want to point out my favorite unhinged Truth Social tweet from Donald Trump. Now, this wasn't an original piece of art, this was a retweet. Hang him, George Washington would.
No, that's not what I said.
Dude, if George Washington were alive right now, he'd take one look around and be like, wait, women can vote? So naturally, people started pressing him, and this is what Donald Trump had to say about it.
What they said is And it was. I mean, I don't know about the modern day things because, modern day is a lot softer. But in the old days, if you said a thing like that, that was punishable by death.
Okay there, Dingleberry Don. This ain't the cowboy times. So on top of Donald Trump challenging Mark Kelly to pistols at dawn, Pete Hegseth is trying to figure out the legality of bringing Mark Kelly back into active duty just so we can court-martial him. That would be like if you worked at T-Mobile and then you put your 2 weeks in and then you quit honorably, and then 10 years later that manager was like,
"You're fired."
Right, I mean, I already quit, so.
No, you're fired. I write the book, okay? Here's how it went down. You walked in, you're fired.
And this is where I differ with Republicans. They keep doing crazy shit where they're abusing power to get what they want and using different agencies and different assets of the government that aren't meant to be used the way that they're being used. But the main thing I've noticed is that Republicans are mostly reactionary. Like anytime I've noticed that a Democratic lawmaker says anything, the Republicans immediately go on offense. And time after time, Democrats keep falling for the trap. Like in this case, not only did they make a blatant statement towards pretty much anybody in the military or intelligence service, but also the message was incredibly vague. Like, are we referring to mass deportations, the bombing of Venezuelan boats, deploying the military to our cities, targeting civilians? Or are we finally going to take out the robot that's controlling Angel Reese? Either way, this is why Republicans start saying wild shit like,
they have stage 4 Trump derangement syndrome.
You hear that, Democrats? You're in the 4th trimester of pretend diabetes, and it's because you keep getting the sugars over everything Donald Trump does rather than focus on what you could do to make this country better. But for the record, Marsha, you're not even my favorite female Southern politician. That award goes to Governor Kay Ivey of Alabama for this little gem.
We're getting a slight increase in the number of doses that we'll be getting to the state.
But to throw the ball back in the other court, Republicans, you guys can't lock up a person for life or threaten to kill him any more than you can put Trump in prison for inciting a riot on January 6th. So don't get your panties in an Epstein file, because the Uniform Code of Military Justice does actually say you have to obey all lawful orders. So the real sin here is that they're just being vague and honestly repetitive of what the UCMJ already calls for. Now, while the Democrats are being vague about what specific orders should be disobeyed, a lot of people have been speculating that it has a lot to do with the unlawful strikes on the Venezuelan fishing boats.
That senior JAG officer reportedly told his superiors that these strikes on these boats were illegal. But he was reportedly overruled and then pushed aside from the decision-making process inside that combatant command.
But you're going to have to wait till next week, because that's going to be my next topic. And boy, as a former intelligence analyst in the Marine Corps, I have been waiting to pee on those logs. Well, hey, I'm glad you made it this far. I do want to see y'all like and subscribe. Hey, help me build this thing, all right? Even if you hate me, comment. Let's Charlie Kirk these comments, man. Let's get in there and get to the nitty gritty of it. But if you like me, let's all stare at each other's tits and laugh about who has the weirdest nipples. Now, this channel is why I kind of break apart current events and politics. But as a reminder, I am a stand-up comedian. And look, I don't talk about politics, and like most of the places I perform at are comedy clubs and dive bars. Nobody wants to hear that shit when they're trying to escape. So what I'm going to start doing is at the end of these podcasts, I'm going to give you a clip of the old dingle dangle, here comes the Krangle. And this Sunday, I'm going to be performing in Mobile, Alabama at Slurp Society with the people that are on this clip. So see you guys next week.
By the way, if any of you guys want to like come up and like meet me after this, please don't.
That's my roommate. Sometimes I'm just laying in bed lonely and just sad, and he's just in there slamming pussy, and I'm just like, bro, this is depressing to hear. Dude. I sold my TV. I don't want to have to listen to this audio.
You live with Ryan, and you're like, man, what? I've been listening to him slam pussy all the time. And then Ryan was back there when you said that. He was like, he does that to me. And that flashed a memory of me where one time I got really drunk and had to stay on y'all's couch and had to listen to both of y'all slam pussy. And then I remember the morning the girls like one by one came out and they're just looking at me and I'm like,
I'm the couch guy.